Do you think that we are creating a whole generation of less skilled, more dumb people? Because it seems that a lot of the brain outsourcing is being given to a Claude or a ChatGPT or a Perplexity. At least you had the benefit of having a hands-on experience of coding. At least you had physically written 1.5 million lines of code, and you are using that experience to write another 1.5 million of lines of 1.5 million lines of code in a shorter period of time.
So very interesting question. So first of all, if my daughter heard it, she's a neuroscientist, she would be really upset because dumb would be a very different definition in
Yeah,
neuroscience. The second thing, let me ask you a question.
yeah,
Have you used a typewriter?
I have.
You have the older,
I have my grandfather's typewriter.
okay,
I've inherited that
you
typewriter,
inherited
but
that.
not in the classic way of using the typewriter. Yes,
Like,
I
did
was
you
born in
write
the
with
computer
computer
generation. Yeah,
generation, right? So you did not write when you were a journalist, you
no,
didn't write your
never,
stories on a typewriter.
no.
You didn't have the pain of having to figure everything out before you typed it because you screwed it up, you had to type the whole thing again. You
No,
didn't go through that.
I could always do a backspace.
Were you a better journalist?
I have always given this a thought. I think over years, perfection is slowly diminishing in human beings because there are ways to correct mistakes, better ways to correct mistakes. So while you were typewriting, I would see my grandfather writing the perfect
Perfect.
letter.
Exactly.
I would not even care about a wrong word because I
Spelling
knew that I would
mistakes.
always go back.
But does that make you a bad journalist?
No, I was one of the better of
See,
journalists.
there you
Yeah.
go. So I think all of this, the technology, what you do, is actually a tool to what you have to achieve. When I was in ninth standard, the first calculators appeared. And everybody in school said, if you use a calculator, you get dumb. You have to make sure you have to know the math. And I remember arguing with my teacher, saying that this actually makes my math better. Right? This is a tool. Now, would you actually teach a child to not use a calculator and go back? No. You would actually
But
give them computers, you would give them ChatGPT, you would give them bigger problems to solve at a younger age. In my mind, it makes them smarter because at our age, the problems we were solving, and at her age at 2.5 years, my granddaughter is solving, are completely different levels of problems, which 100% guaranteed proves to me that generations are getting smarter and they are achieving more. They're not getting dumber. They're not getting lazy. They are actually packing a lot of things in shorter and shorter periods of time. I'll give you another example. IBM took decades to get to $1 billion of valuation or $1 trillion of valuation if it did, right? Whatever they peaked at. Substantial, consequential company took decades to build. Facebook came in and said we can do it in 10 years. WhatsApp came in and said we can do it with 11 or 13 or 30 people.
yeah,
Go
13
to
people sold at $19 billion.
It's crazy,
Yeah.
right? Same thing with AI. I don't think ChatGPT is ever going to make anybody dumb. They're going to make them smarter and achieve more and do more in their life. That would be the sole purpose of AI, right?
I keep on hearing this number 80% of jobs, 70% of jobs will go away, so on and so forth. I used to kind of throw that number away saying that bullcrap, but you seem to be painting a different picture.
I think 100% of the jobs will go away in the next 10 years.
100%.
100%, right? There's a reason for that, right? And again,
So then you and me will keep doing this conversation only.
exactly.
That's the only thing we will do. We won't have anything else to do. Maybe opening companies, deploying AI
Deploying
and just
AI, figuring out new things,
and having
creativity, having a ball. right? But think,
But yeah, coming
yeah,
back to the core.
in all seriousness, because this is going to be a huge problem, also going to be a huge opportunity, but it's going to be a huge problem first. But think about it this way: what are the biggest challenges in the world today, right?
Right.
If I have to solve the biggest challenges in the world, what are they? World hunger, you might classify as one problem. How do I feed everybody and shelter everybody and clothe everybody so that that the basic necessities are taken care of? The second one is health, longevity, right? The third one is essentially, what do I do? What do these people do, right? What will they do, right? And let me take this one at a time, right? If I look at AI, the intent of AI, the way it will go in my mind, is going to be that the whole idea of developing the technology would be take human intent and convert it into outcome.